What's good, faithful? The San Francisco 49ers dominated the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, they whipped them up pretty bad, pulled off just about every feather like of their flock. They just tore them apart. Hey, we're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down, complete breakdown. We'll react. We'll have some fun, eat some snacks right here on the WayneBreezie Show. So smash that like button, faithful, and let's get this one cracking. What's going on, 49er faithful? Welcome to the WayneBreezie Show. Man, this is where we touch down. We recap what happened on Sunday. Next week, we got Monday night game, right? So it's gonna be a little interesting. But I tell you what, we'll be previewing the game on the WayneBreezie Show next week. But look, I'm so excited, man. The Niners got a dub, man. They did it, you know. A lot of people sitting out there complaining, oh, man, you know, they whipped up a beat-up team. Man, we've been beat up since the beginning of time, and we finally get a team where we could take, you know, full advantage of and full swing. We dominate. Man, I actually thought we should have scored more than 41 points. I'm keeping it buck. Like, I thought we was going for a 50 burger, but not Kyle Shanahan. No, he gonna win. And good old-fashioned whip that tail. What's going on, faithful? Shout out to the Breezie Bunch crew. They are in the building. They're in the building. Now, before we show our Breezie Bunch crew some love, do your boy a favor. At first, thank y'all so much for your prayers. Now, listen, please continue to keep my family in prayer. Please keep my family in prayer. Keep me in prayer, whatnot. Going through some really tough stuff right now, but I do know there's a light at the end of the tunnel and that everything's going to be all right. And we are going to continue to talk 49er football. And I'm looking to do some other stuff. So, like, this is going to be good. This is going to be good for us, for the faithful, because I realize that I'm in need of my own damn therapy. And that's why I come here. Right? We come here to talk. So let's have some fun on the show, and make sure you tell everybody, yo, come to the Breezie Show. It's mad fun. We just sit there and we just talk about our feelings, emotions, and get it all out on one take. You know what I mean? So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're first time watching. Click on that subscribe button. All right, now you can support the channel in various ways. Let's talk about how. All right, there's some scrolling across the screen, but the way I would love for you guys to support, you know, other than your super chat so you can get your points across and stuff like that, click on the join button. I want more members of the Breezie Bunch. I want to be able to shout you out on every show. You'll get priority to pinned comments and all that good stuff. So click on the membership button. Click on join. It'll take you to the membership package. There's different packages. And click become a member. It's so cool. Plus, we do stuff for members only. Right? So go ahead and take advantage of that. Also, make sure you check out our partners over at residency.com. Use the promo code SFBreezie, right? And you can save $5 on your total purchase. And they got a nice sale going on. It's Thanksgiving sale, so take advantage of the little 30-40% they got going. Get some of these cool hats, right? And use that promo code SFBreezie. Now, I do want to apologize to everybody on the Patreon. Yesterday was supposed to be a watch party, and it didn't go down. And that's on me. So I owe you, all right? I owe you. And I will figure out how I'm going to owe those that usually be on the watch party. So thank you for being members of the Patreon. I will look to have my Patreon videos this week. But I do plan to do the watch party for the Monday Night Football game. All right. So get ready for that. Let's have a watch party for that. We'll double celebrate as we whip on some cats. All right. So appreciate you. If you're not a member of the Patreon and you want the exclusive content, there's a link right there. Patreon.com/the WayneBreezie. Time for member shout outs. They in the building. Ben in the building says, let's go, Bay. You dig? Boats in the building. Good morning, Breezie and the Breezie Bunch family. Also says, great win yesterday. Just got to take one got to take each game one at a time, and we will be in the playoffs. That's right. That's right. We'll one game at a time, and the Niners will be in the playoffs. And that's got to be the goal. We'll talk about the goal, but that's got to be the goal, right? Get into the playoffs. 49ers _throwback. Hit the like button and subscribe. For sure, man. Subscribe. I don't know which view you guys are watching, but nobody's complaining on this morning, so maybe you guys got the right view going, but we got the portrait view and we got the landscape view going on at the same time. Shout out to the Mars studio. I was a test rat dummy last week, not knowing what the hell was going on. But I do have to create overlays for the portrait view. So if you guys don't see my overlay, or if you're an overlay creator out there and you're watching the show, hit me up so I can get new overlays for portrait and landscape. And I want more of an overlay with the border, with more of, my credentials kind of popping up. Whatever. We'll talk about that off the air. Niner faithful, what up, everyone? Happy Victory Monday. Amen. 41-22. 41-22. Like that's what it is. It's Victory Monday, 41-22. What a great score. Like, first game that the Niners got where they scored 40 points. Right? First game. Okay. First game. Number two, I didn't even realize we only had one game. So Brock Purdy got the 40-point game, and then Mac Jones got the only 30-point game. I thought we had more games where we scored over 30 points. Nah, we got 1 and 1, yo. So the Niners are definitely, their offense is definitely trending in the right direction. All right, Niner faithful, how do we fix the layout to landscape mode? So there's another link, right? So if you go on the YouTube, you're watching on YouTube, click on that second link, and one will be in landscape, one will be in portrait. All right? That's how you fix it, bro. Corey, what's going on, man? Happy belated birthday, man. Hey, man. Yeah, what's good? What's good? Matthew in the building. What's up, faithful? I think everything is going well. Stephanie, what up, faithful? Victory Mondays. Hey, Wayne, I was at the game. How was the game? How was it? I know it was oversaturated with red and white and gold and all that stuff. Two colors, two different types of red colors. But I know the Niners were definitely in full effect because there was a lot of cheering going on in Arizona. All right. So click on that second link if you guys are still having problems out there. Faithful to the Bay. I like that hashtag. We got some Facebook love. Lindsay and Richard in here. What's going on, guys? Hope everything goes well, brother. It's going to be good. I could feel it. It's going to be good in the end. And so just like I said, just keep me in your prayers, dog, for sure. Jack Knox in the building. Hey, Wayne and Faithful. Hope all is well. Great win. It was a not necessarily a defining win, but it was a win that made sense because it was a win the Niners had to win. It was a must-win game. We'll talk about that. Why was it a must-win game? Easily, because it was a divisional game. Good morning, Breezie and Breezie Bunch. Victory Monday. I hate that Eddie P now has an injury. We can't make it up, man. Even the kicker is injured at this point. The Niners can't go through a season without a kicker. The kicker is now injured. Ryan G. Hensley in the building. What's going on, man? You have a good show as well, bro. Appreciate what you do for the community, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. Look, let's get to these injuries because I think that's where everybody is. There were tons of injuries just in this game alone, right? So you had Upton Stout, Stinger, but he returned. Tatum Bethune, ankle, did not return. Matter of fact, we saw some Nick Martin in this game. Hey. Nick Martin looked good out there on that football field, dog. Yep, listen, he was moving. I like the open space tackles that he was making. I thought Nick Martin looked like he was able to fly around on the football field. You know what I'm saying? Like I was happy to see some Nick. We're going to get some more Nick. I can feel there's going to be more Nick. Robert Bill Jr. had a concussion. He didn't return. Eddie Pinheiro, hamstring. Is that how you spell Eddie? I thought Eddie was with E-D-D-Y, whatever. Anyway, I don't care about my spelling. Eddie Pinheiro, hamstring injury. Keep that one on alert. What the hell the Niners going to do for kicker? Because the Niners had to go for 2 points at one point in this game. Curtis Robinson had a concussion. I didn't even know he had a concussion because Curtis Robinson was just all over the football field as well. He was a tackling machine. And then Luke Gifford concussion. These guys were evaluated, but they returned to the game. So at one point, the Niners lost both of their linebackers. Well, all three of their linebackers were missing at one point, right? D. Winters had a pretty solid game, in my opinion. Thought he was flying around the field. Couple of missed tackles. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Now, I realize that the Niners defense, they're going to have missed tackles every single week. It's not a game where they're just going to like fully be all in and wrap and tackle. Them dudes is looking to go for big hits. And when you're going for big hits, you have some missed tackles. Now, with the injuries, which one of these injuries do you feel is going to be most detrimental to the team? And I'll give you some options. Is it going to be Tatum Bethune at Mike linebacker? Even he didn't return to the game. Is it going to be Eddie Pinheiro, the kicker, who did not return to the game? So out of those two players, like who you feeling out there? We got a couple of new members in the building. Hey, shout out to Nigel. What's going on, Nigel? Welcome to the Breezie Bunch crew, man. I feel like you've always been a member of the Breezie Bunch crew. Like, you know what I mean? Or is Nigel gifting members to the Breezie Bunch crew? I feel like he's gifting members to the. So if you're a member of the Breezie Bunch crew, thanks to Nigel, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you let him show him some love. All right, Oscar in the building says happy to see Purdy back. Afraid we'll need 30 points every week to win. Glad to see Robinson and CMC split some time. They only split time because CMC's carries were low. And they always split time, but the carries for CMC were at 13. I think Brian Robinson Jr. had like 9 or something like that. I feel like Brian Robinson Jr. is getting about 6 to 9 carries per game. Usually the CMC carries, though, are just a little bit higher. Robinson Jr. had 8 carries. It's kind of like right where he is. It was just rare to see CMC only have 13 carries. You get what I'm saying? Like 13. But he had 81 yards. Yo, for the first time, CMC averaged over 6 yards per carry. Come on, man. Show that man some love. Show him some goddamn love, man. You know what I'm going to get into? I just realized I'm going to get into comedy. I've had a few people tell me that I was funny. And I call them on a bullshit. I sure do. But I think that's what that's going to be the next venture for Breezie. Some type of comedy. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't even know why I said that. But that's what I'm going to do. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn comedy, Niners. I'm going to find a way to make it correlate. All right. So, yeah, man, they did split time. It was good to see that. Niners did rush for well over 100 yards collectively. You know, CMC with 81 yards, Brian Robinson Jr. with only 24 yards. He averaged 3 yards per carry. And that's kind of like how you wanted to see. Usually, Brian Robinson Jr. is averaging the bulk because he's getting the least amount of carries, and CMC gets like 20-plus carries, and his average is usually down. But they kept it low. They kept it low. So, Oscar, man, I appreciate that, dog. Nah, I didn't know if it was a spelling typo. I just know that I spelled it the same way you spelled it. I just don't know. I can't remember if it's EDDY or or if it's EDDIE. Like Breezie, BREEZIE. I don't know why I just didn't name myself BREEZY and kept it simple, but I'm different. Whatever. Happy Victory Monday from Cinnamon Kiss. What's going on, Cinnamon Kiss? I call her Miss Sin out of respect. Y'all can call her Cinnamon Kiss because that's what her name says. You know what I'm saying? She says Pinheiro and Bethune are critical. Okay? Pinheiro and Bethune are critical. I think Pinheiro is more critical than Bethune because Pinheiro gets us points. When you think about a kicker, you're thinking about a guy that still hasn't missed a field goal for the San Francisco 49ers. And you're talking about a player that, you know, got an extra point block. I think he missed an extra point. And then on top of that, but he nailed all 3 of his field goals. And his long was 48. So what are the Niners going to do without a healthy kicker? And then if he returns, what are the San Francisco 49ers going to do? You know what I mean? Like that's the craziest part. Like they got to find a kicker that they can rely on at least for a week. So we will stay we will stay tuned to see how severe this hamstring injury was. But when did the injury happen? It was on one of the block. It was on a block punt. I mean block a PAT, right? And he tried to get the ball or something. No, he ran with the ball and he got tackled and he got up gingerly. I think that's what happened. Oh, yes. That's what happened. He got up gingerly. You remember that? Or am I the only one that remembered that? Because I was watching the game, but I really wasn't watching the game. Like, I watched it. Don't get it twisted. I know my stuff. But I was a little off. Yeah, so these injuries, I mean, the Niners got the most daggone injured team in the league. It's just what it is. At this point, we should be used to it. That's my own flex bomb. We should just be used to the daggone injuries at this point. Let's talk about where we stand, though. San Francisco 49ers are currently the 7th seed. We got some work to do. That's why Boat said if we continue to win out, we will be fine. Now, look, the Niners can get into the playoffs without winning out. They do not have to go undefeated for the remainder of the season. There's plenty of people out there talking about that, right? But for the Niners mojo, like for their, for them to remain dominant, like that would be actually a goddamn good thing to do now that I think about it, right? Right? Continue to take it one game at a time, show up, play out, ball out, do your thing. Let me just see what the Panthers did last. The Panthers put up 30 points last week. Oh, shoot. Well, all right. Well, I tell you what, this Niners defense is like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. And so they play well all game. For the longest portion of this game, the Niners defense only gave up 10 points. And then they decided to give up 2 touchdowns back to back, like late in the game. Just like, what is the Niners defense doing? But I thought overall, like the defense played well. So 7th seed right now, the Niners are, if the playoffs started today, the Niners would be that last team that made it in, right? And so, yeah, they got to find a way to, especially when these conference games, right? I think the conference, you want the overall record to be great, but when you play 2 more AFC teams, if I'm not mistaken, 3 more AFC teams, I said 2 because if we lose to the Titans, I'm tearing something up. Something getting torn up. The club getting torn up. Something getting torn up. By that time, I'll be good. Something getting torn up. So I feel like that's a win, right? Titans. But the 2 AFC games that I feel like may be a struggle is the Cleveland Browns in a couple of weeks, and then we got to take the Colts. I think it's on Sunday Night Football, the Colts. So, like, those 2 teams could be a toss-up. But they're AFC games. So, we'll see what happens. But the Niners definitely got to take care of the teams in this NFC. They take care of that, man. They'll be smooth sailing. I think if am I the only person that's okay if the Niners have to travel for the playoffs? Like, I don't mind. I'd rather them travel than be at home. I feel like they play better on the road anyway. You know what I'm saying? Game recap. Plays, stats, all that good stuff. 49ers 41-22. First time they put up 40-plus points. Let's talk about some quick accolades before we get into the recap of the game. Shout out to George Kittle. George Kittle doing his thing, right? 50 TDs. Show me your TDs. TDs, touchdowns. George Kittle, he should get that on his shirt. Every time he catch a touchdown, he should lift up his shirt and it say, show me your TDs. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be my next fantasy football name too, by the way. Next year, that's going to be my name for my team. But now George Kittle, man, continues to do great things. Christian McCaffrey, just what a baller. What a baller. All-purpose yards, over 100 yards again. He's trending upwards. I thought offensively, the Niners offense looked in sync. Passing 200 yards. Brock Purdy looked good. Let's talk about Brock Purdy, man. Brock Purdy looked good. And I liked, did he have a couple of throws? Yes, for sure. Tight window throws? Absolutely. But I thought Brock in his first game back, he looked good. He was able to move outside the pocket. You saw him run. You saw him make good decisions. How about 0 turnovers for the San Francisco 49ers? Make some noise, right? 0 turnovers for the Niners, that's what I'm talking about. No interceptions, no fumbles, anything. So 0 turnovers for this offense. I mean, if you guys look at the offensive stats and you be like, oh, man, they only put up mother freaking 281 yards. Yo, but it was strategic, though. You know what I'm saying? Like it was 200 from, I think from Brock alone. The Niners, or 186 from Brock, 186 passing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how that works. Whatever. And then rushing, 95. So we didn't even rush for over 100 yards. Yeah, so the yardage is low, but the production was high as far as touchdowns. I mean, we scored 4 for 5 in the red zone. That's 80%, right? Like 4 for 5. Niners still struggled on third down, which is rare. They'll get better. It was Brock's first game back. But, it was a good game. We swept the Cardinals. We're 1-1 against the Rams, and we don't play the Seahawks until the last week. My man Atomic, he says, I expected Purdy to look more rusty. Foot looked good. Hey, I think everybody thought, after the first throw, we thought he was gonna be rusty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's kind of like what we expected, but nah, man. I mean, Brock was stepping into the throws. You're right. Foot definitely looked good, dog. And that's what you need. That's what you need. Oscar, best non-completion was the floater he threw to Ricky down the right sideline. If Ricky turns, oh yeah, they just weren't on the same page, dog. You're 100% correct, though. That was amazing. He had some good passes, and I loved it. And look, I'm not saying Brock he was great, but I thought in his first game back, he looked good. You're great to me when you're efficient. Where's my bell? And you don't make mistakes. That's great football. Game management, whatever you want to call it. Ask me if I give 2 flying. That's great football. And that's what Brock Purdy did. I don't know. I was tired of getting games with turnovers and then having to lose the turnover battle and potentially lose the game and all that perfect stuff. It is what it is, So, it is what it is. But I thought Brock looked good, down the football field, in my opinion. And so you got to look at it like that, man. You got to look at it as first game back. They kind of like teed off against a team that just wasn't built. You could say what y'all want about the Cardinals, but them cats was scrapping. And if they didn't have the 3 turnovers, this game might have went a little bit differently. Because the Niners defense, even though at moments, because we'll talk about the defense next, even though at moments it sparked, it flashed, the defense still gave up 488 yards. Like, that's what the defense gave up. That's not good. And the Cardinals had a bunch of self-inflicting wounds. 17 self-inflicting wounds. They had 17 blow the whistles in this game, which helped the Niners, which I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, this game could have been a lot different from different aspects. So, yeah, we dominated them, and we took care of business for sure. But the game could have went a different way had some things went a little bit different. Shout out to the San Francisco 49ers in this game for only having one mother freaking penalty. Let's go. Happy Victory Monday from Eddie G and the B-Dogs. Happy Victory Monday, dog. Happy Victory Monday. I thought I saw a question. Nigel says, Breezie, how did Purdy's footwork look to you? You see any discomfort? I didn't see any discomfort. That doesn't mean that there was any discomfort. I thought Purdy looked good even on the sack he took because he was going to move. He was going to try to make a play out of that, and he was just like, nah, I'm about to get hit, so I'm going to go down. So, no, I didn't see any discomfort, but that doesn't mean it's not there. I just didn't see Purdy in that foot hindering him. We watched him run, and just give him more football. Like more, the more he plays, the more comfortable he's going to be. But I didn't see any of that. Howdy, Purdy's athleticism isn't quite 100, but his field awareness was on point. Yeah, man, I thought the athleticism was pretty good, though. Like, I mean, his ability to move out the pocket when the pressure was there. Speaking of pressures, the Niners offense only gave up 7 pressures. We're making it talk like this offense gave up, 20 pressures. Nah, 7. It's only 7 times that the offense had an issue. And that sack came from Brock literally avoiding a sack. He's like, nah, I'll take my own sack. But no, you're right. I mean, I don't expect the athleticism to be where it was, Howdy 49er. It's just his first game back. He provided a little spark. But I think the best thing about him was his field awareness, 1,000%. I mean, he was efficient. He was making plays. And so that's on point. For me, shout out to the members, man. They are chatting up today. See what members doing? Like 49ers outgained the Cardinals overall, including negative penalty yards. That is true. You add in that 130 yards, dog. You right? You damn right. You know. They do. Look, but for the 49ers, a lot of opportunities happen in this game because defensively, as much as they gave up, they also gave to the offense. So let's keep it a buck. Now, my defense, which I tweeted, the defense is back. I don't give a what? I don't care if they gave up 600 yards in this game. It wouldn't matter to me. What they got was they only gave up, 3 touchdowns in this game? Okay. And what they got was they got 2 interceptions and a forced fumble. And right now, that Upton Stout forced fumble was sweet. It was sweet like sweet potato pie, baby. That was the timing. And how crazy or how ironic is it? And you tell me live, how ironic is it that two of the forced fumbles on this team's defense were by rookies? Y'all better stand up on some ludicrous stuff right now. Come on, man. Don't forget that Rams game. Don't forget Big Al knocking that ball out, Kyron Williams in. And then you got a little Upton Stout coming in there, punching that ball out. Come on, man. Heads up football. I might have liked the forced fumble better than I liked the damn interceptions because the forced fumble literally took away a touchdown. He thought he was in. Nah, son, you ain't in. I'm knocking this ball out. That's what I like. Upton Stout. Show that man some love. This is a dude that gave up a lot of pass yards, though. Listen, look. There was a guy, his name is Michael Wilson, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Michael Wilson. He's literally a 49er killer. This dude shreds the Niners. He don't shred them the way he shredded them on yesterday because he's not their number one target. But when he plays, he always gets explosive plays down the field. Well, I tell you what, man, in this game, there was one person that there were 2 people that the Niners couldn't stop from the Cardinals offense. Just 2. And maybe 2 in a possible, because I'll throw Jacoby Brissett in there, even though they picked him off 2 times. He still was throwing the ball over the football field. But when you look at Michael Wilson, this dude had 18 targets. 15. It's the first time I laughed. He had 18 targets. He had 15 receptions on 18 targets. Get this, y'all. 185 yards. Hold on. I got to laugh for you. He was killing. This dude owns the Niners. What the Niners did with him, they just kept his ass out of the end zone. They said, hey, man, you can do whatever you want. You're just not getting there. Now, Trey McBride, whatever, he was going to get his. I said double bracket him and my keys to victory. Find a way to make sure he don't go off. Last time we played Trey McBride, he ain't do nothing. He had a touchdown. Don't get it twisted. But he had 40 yards, 43 yards. Now, this week, 11 targets, 10 receptions, 115 yards with the touchdown. Trey McBride was cooking. He was cooking. And it's tough to stop that tight end. It's tough to stop that tight end. Let's talk about that bonehead penalty, though, from the Niners, because let me ask y'all this question, right? Now I know Renardo Green got the penalty, but should Trey McBride have got the penalty as well? Shouldn't it have been like a double flag or offset penalty or something? Because did y'all see what Trey did to Renardo Green? Now, I think Green swung, which is penalty. But I think what Trey McBride did was he initiated it, right? He initiated it, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? He initiated that jump. He grabbed the face mask of my dude, all that good stuff, pulled the face mask down on Renardo Green. No, Renardo's like, I'm not having none of that. I'm not having none of that. I'm not having none of that. And so I like what I got from Renardo Green. I know a lot of people were like, oh, that was a dumb penalty. It was. I'm be the first person to say, what the hell was that? I'll be the first. But man, you not gonna punk sucker anybody on this 49ers team. And that right there is why I love Renardo Green. Now, he got benched. And when the Niners realized how good he was, they brought his ass right back on the football field. That cat was benched for a play or two. You dig? A play or two. You know what I'm saying? So, like, look, the one penalty in the game just happened to come on some dumb stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is. That's what you're going to get. Now, I see everybody in the comment section just having this discussion about Mac Jones and Brock Purdy. And let me just ask y'all this question, right? Does it matter? I mean, Mac and his service to this team was great. What he did for this team, he kept this team afloat. And I will always rock with Mac Jones as long as he wears the red and gold. But I don't want to sit here and compare the two quarterbacks, because you talk about a quarterback that kept a team afloat, and you talk about a quarterback that played in a Super Bowl, that helped this team get to a Super Bowl. So I always said, yo, let Mac play if you're not 100% sure on Brock. And I would have I stood on that. But if you were 100% in on Brock, then Mac goes back to the back seat. And, you know, when you need Mac Jones, you know you got a nice polished option. Think of Mac Jones as like this. A lot of people out there bowl. And I wish Mike Andrews was on this show, because I would ask Mike, do you have a finisher bowl? Like a finisher bowl, like I meant to say a finisher bowling ball, like just the one that you bring out for a special occasion. Like, look at Mac Jones, he the dude in the bag. You know what I'm saying? He's the dude in the bag. And I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that a lot, you know? And so you gotta, you know, I think the Niners are just in good shape. You remember back in the day, I would be like, the Niners got one of the best quarterback rooms, or they had the best quarterback room. I think the Niners, if anything was to happen to Brock, they now know that I can win games because we have a Big Mac. What's going on, Uncle Salty? Nigel says he got benched. They got a third down stop, and that penalty gave him new life. That's fine. I'm okay with why he got benched. I can live with it. I think he's okay. But what I love is he ain't no sucker. And that right there is what football is all about. You know what I'm saying? Jack says, yes, the Cardinals was off the field. Bam, 15 yards right back on the field. Right. So, like, look, man, the Niners took care of business. That's why the yardage and all that type of stuff isn't super high, you know, for the Niners, because they got good field position. I mean, are we not going to talk about the most explosive play of the day? Are we going to sit here and not act like that didn't happen on national television? Right? Are we going to not talk about Mr. Sky? Excuse me as I kiss the sky. Fingers on the six pin, a pocket full of rye. Who'd want to die for their culture? Stomp your dead body like a vulture to Cal get. We're not going to talk about Sky Moore. The 98 kick return. We're not going to have this conversation. Because I don't know how he ain't getting the end zone. I don't know how his fast, twitchy, skinny, running self didn't get in the end zone. But I tell you what he did. He got the ball to the 2-yard line. Give that man some applause. My nose about to run. You got to give that to him, man. You got to give Sky Moore for helping to set the tone for the San Francisco 49ers, which allowed Christian McCaffrey to punch it in for a 2-yard touchdown. Like that 2-yard touchdown doesn't happen without the Sky Moore return. That was a huge return, and I really wanted that return. Oh my God. Like, I don't think anybody wanted that return more than your boy Breezie, because it's been a minute since we've had an it's been a minute. Yeah. I was gonna look it up, but I'm like, I know somebody in here know. I thought it was Ted Ginn Jr. as well, but man, that right there, whew, woo. And then Brian Robinson had a big one too. Pause. Right? So he gets a 40. What was Brian Robinson's? 40 something? Hold up. You know I got it, dog. 42 yards for Brian Robinson Jr. I'm like, yo, Brant Boyer is sitting back licking his chops like, y'all needed me. Special teams is definitely taking notches up a level each week. The Niners just got to figure out how to stay healthy, so that way special teams can stay intact. All right, so here we go. Niner Faithful 8080 says, Breezie, we finally got a 20-yard plus run. 49ers were only team lacking with that stat, and it came from Christian McCaffrey. Y'all knew it was going to happen at some point. It took 11 weeks for the 49ers to get a 20-plus run. It took 11 weeks. So we got it. We got the explosive 20-plus. Now, y'all know me. I'm a 10-yard plus runner guy, so anything 10 yards plus, explosive on the ground. And so I thought, Christian McCaffrey, he might have been the best player of the game. Now, I want to, Richie James. Was it Richie James? So it wasn't Ted Ginn Jr. Was it Richie James? Okay. Crazy Juice says it was Richie James who had the last return. All right. Ginn might have had the last punt return, though, if we're not mistaken. X-Man 95 says, what happened to the watch party? Listen, man, just going through some personal stuff. I just could not be online yesterday, and working on getting back online. So yesterday was rough for me, but today I'm here. So I do apologize for that, and look forward to seeing everybody on the Patreon's watch party for Monday night's game. That should be really fun. Like that should be really fun. Like, you know what I mean? So we'll have some fun. I promise you. Cinnamon Kid says, we've been saying for weeks that Sky Moore was about to break one. Yes. Yeah. Finally, I ain't have to say, well, I said he was going to have. Nah, you are right. We have been saying it for weeks, and he still didn't break it. That's why I'm a little tight. That's why I'm tight. I'm not going to lie. That's why I'm tight. I'm tight. Now, fun fact. Ted Ginn Jr. used to be a Buckeye. I just want to put that out there. So maybe the Niners need more Buckeyes. Maybe that's what it is. I definitely don't want the Niners getting any more Wolverines for as long as I live. I wouldn't be able to live with that. Like, every Wolverine they brought in has been terrible. And now I'm thinking over my mental Rolex. I can't think of one Wolverine that I feel like was good for the Niners. Not one. I'm thinking, but not one. So maybe I don't know. Maybe they need to figure it out. Niner Faithful says Peachy would like more Buckeyes on the Niners. I'm sure. You know what it is? The Niners, like the I don't know, man. I don't know why they don't like Buckeye players right now. I feel like that's just not a school. They did. The last Buckeye the Niners got was Trey Sermon. I can't remember where he went to school. My bad. I feel like that was the last Buckeye. And then the Buckeye before that, one of my favorite running backs was Carlos Hyde. Wasn't he a Buckeye? I used to like Carlos Hyde. Not gonna lie. I felt like we used him wrong, but when we used him right, that was the mother freaking man. You know what I'm saying? That was the mother. Joe Staley wasn't a Buckeye. He went to Western Michigan. He went to a different Michigan school. Oh, Bubba Paris was a Wolverine? Okay. All right. That's a long time, though. You telling me you went all the way back to Bubba Paris to get the Wolverine? Damn. And we've had some. We had Braylon Edwards, trash. We've had some. We've had a few. I'm not going to get to any of the newer ones because that's not going to happen on this podcast. You know what I'm saying? It was Trey Sermon. That's what I thought, Drew. I couldn't remember if he was a Buckeye. Oh, the greatest Buckeye of them all. There it is. How can we overlook? You know why? Because he's not on the football field. I think Nick Bosa was overlooked right now because he's just not on the football field. Greatest Buckeye of them all. But we were talking about like return, and so it was more like on the offensive side. I think that's where I was going with the whole situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? But who knows? All right, I tell you what. Look, Crazy Juice, I don't care what school you come from. I care how you perform. Facts. I think Trey Sermon plays for the Colts, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. What was your most memorable, and I hope I spelled that word right, most memorable moment from the game? What was your most memorable moment from the game? Go ahead and put it in the chat. I'll talk about them. Who was your most memorable moment from the game? I can't wait to see what these. If I had to pick a memorable moment. Dang. Because there was a few. But you know what? I'll go with something that nobody is thinking. I'll tell you what. The first TD pass to George Kittle. That route, that throw, the trust, the extension of the arms. You talk about a guy that located man coverage and floated the ball out. That might have not been Brock Purdy's best pass, but it was like the perfect play because George Kittle had that dude beat by strides. I think that's just the stretch of the hands. Like, you know what I'm saying? Filthy casual fan, man. You spot on. I'm ringing bells right now. You know what I'm saying? You spot on. You know, that was actually beautiful. Now that I think about it. That was actually beautiful. God dang it. All right, we got some more. Demo's interception return. Here's what I learned about Diamador, a.k.a. Demo, when he intercepts a pass. He's looking to return that. He is not caring about clock management or anything like that or situational football. He's looking to take that ball and make a play. You've got to give Demo some love and some credit because not only did I like that interception, I might have liked his PBU on Michael Wilson Jr. even better. But the interception definitely is a memorable moment. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a memorable moment. Like, you know what I mean? So that was beautiful. And then, and I love this and then. Shout out to that comedian that does the and then, something Terrell, I think Terrell. Anyway, that return, that interception return was immaculate because he was trying to score. He was about to get in to the end zone. Had he not ran out of gas and ran into his own man, he probably would have scored a touchdown. I definitely love that. You know what I'm saying? All right, we got some more. This is what I like. I need to ask more questions and get more freaking responses from you guys. This is what I like. Niner Faithful 8080. Can y'all do me a favor? Right? I don't know if you can do it now, but can y'all go and change y'all names on YouTube? These numbers is effing me up. I'm not gonna lie. Like, just delete the number. I don't need the numbers unless you got numbers in your name, but YouTube is doing the most. Niner Faithful, second TD to Kittle. Purdy. Was I describing the second TD and not the first TD? Told you I was off. My bad. But yeah, the float on your love was fire. Kittle was on point. Yeah, Kittle was on point, man. Kittle finished the game with 81 yards. X-Man, D. Winters hit on Trey McBride. I tell you though, Trey could take a hit, dog. That's a tough sucker. Listen, Trey McBride is becoming one of my favorite tight ends. Why? Because he's just tough. And he good. So, like, he can block, he can catch, he can score. I mean, he sound like George Kittle. Like, now you know. I mean, that's if I had to pick a tight end type, and there's different tight end types. If I had to pick a tight end type, it would be the George Kittle. So if you follow in that lineage of tight ends, I need you to be like George Kittle. If somebody asks me, Breezie, you're going to get a team, what type of tight end would you like? He needs to resemble George Kittle. He won't be George Kittle, but he needs to have that edge. He needs to play with an edge. He needs to be hella good in run blocking, and he needs to be able to catch and run routes and get yards after the catch. George Kittle was trying to break tackles in that game. Drew says the adjustment of Brock changing the play. All right, I thought we was going to get a delayed game, but with 1 second, he changed the play with 4 seconds left on the play clock. I saw multiple times in this game where Brock changed plays at the line of scrimmage, and the players was like, like they didn't know where to line up, but it all worked out. It all worked out. It all worked out. It was beautiful. Yeah, Drew. Brock, and this is why, you need Brock on the football field. It's this. Brock has one of the best processing minds in the game. That's Brock Purdy. That's what makes him elite to me. And I'll die on the hill alone. The processing. Now, when stuff speeds up the processing, it's all about can he now execute it? But man, it was beautiful. Jack Knox, it was Sky Moore. It seems like it set the tone for the rest of the game. Bam! Love it. I forgot to give the bells for everybody's takes. But yes, Sky Moore set the tone. That's exactly what he did. That return changed the lane. It changed the game. It took people that was sad. It made them happy. You didn't know. Like Sky Moore, thank you, sir. I'll give you to that. You got doubled up on the Sky Moore. Shout out to Cap D Cumming. Cap D Cumming. Wait a minute. That sound like a name. You know what I'm saying? That sounds like a name. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Now, Boats wanted to show some love to so Jax beat you? No, she whipped you? Oh, shoot. Big Daddy Niners, what's up, Breezie? What's going on, dog? I'm trying to see if there's any more. How about that second touchdown from CMC? Not the second run, but the catch. Wasn't he wide open? Didn't he find a way to be wide open or something like that? Man, interesting. Here we go. CDC passing TD. Purdy was looking at Kittle the whole time. So you telling me, Nigel, that Purdy threw a no-look pass to number 23, who used to throw no-look passes? Because the greatest 23 of all time threw no-look passes. So you telling me that the number 13? Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. And so look, man, DJ, what's going on, man? I mean, DJU, I think that's how you say it. He can play, that can reload it and play was successful. He can read the defense. He's talking about Brock Purdy. So he's talking about what makes Brock Purdy kind of like elite. You know, Joe Boyd says the 49ers need to stop losing at home. Hell yeah. I know the home fans be like, I got to go on the road to watch you win? Y'all need to fix this. They will. All right, Boat says, I changed my handle to my screen name. That is what I was asking you guys to do. I think that's what's throwing me off. So when I see your handle, it's not what I'm used to seeing as your screen name. So I gotta read like a whole bunch of numbers and shit like that. That's ridiculous, you know. JC Montana, thoughts on the number of audibles? So now somebody else was watching the game like me. I seen about 3. I seen 3. It might have been 4. It might have been only 2, but I thought I saw 3 audible changes from Brock Purdy. That's what you get from Brock. That's the difference. But Brock's been in his system, and Mac Jones hasn't. So you're going to get the trust from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get the trust from your head coach that Brock can do that because he's been in this system. You know what I'm saying? Oh, X-Man. We're going to get to some grades before we dip up out of here. But X-Man, let's talk about this. A flash of Nick Martin. The potential is there. You got Uncle Salty, you know. You gotta play Nick Martin. You gotta play him. I don't know if it was Mike and I or whoever I was doing a show with, but you gotta play Nick Martin. He was a 3rd round pick. And I don't care where you think he's struggling. The one thing I know he know how to do is tackle. Speaking of tackles, the 49ers defense had 6 missed tackles. I mean, excuse me. I wish they'd had 6. They had 10 missed tackles, okay? So 10 missed tackles from the defense. And you know I got to talk about who got the missed tackles. And I can tell you right now, Nicholas Martin ain't one of them. Nicholas Martin, the reason why I like what I saw from Nicholas Martin was because this cat had some open field tackles on Greg Dortch that I just didn't think he should have made. But the dude's speed and quickness on the football field and the way he was able to stretch and his ability to, to diagnose the play, he made those tackles. I don't know how you keep Nick Martin off the football field, and now you got a bunch of injuries to your linebackers, so maybe we see more Nick Martin. Curtis Robinson came back. He was clear from the concussion. You move him to Mike. You let Nick play the Sam, and D stays at the wheel, and you rotate some Luke Gifford in or whatever you got to do. But I like what I saw from Nick Martin. He needs more snaps. He played, I think, a total of 14 snaps in the game. 14 snaps in this game. 0 missed tackles. But here are your missed tacklers. D. Winters with 2. Chase Lucas with 2. Malik Mustafa had a big one. CJ West 1. Marquise Siegel had 1 later on in the game. He came in for 9 snaps. Upton Stout had a missed tackle. And then Jason Pinnock, we saw that missed tackle. We saw that. We saw that happening. Where do I put Nick Martin? That's a great question. Where do I put him? So let's see. Nick in this game came in and he played the mic. They had him at the mic. So he must have came in, I'm assuming, and he must have filled in for what's his name? I just said his name. Where is he at? Oh my gosh. Robinson. Curtis Robinson. I was just assuming because that's who I would put at the mic. And because when you look at Nick Martin, you say like his body type or whatever, he didn't look small. He might be short, but he looked fine out there on the football field. He looked fine. I think the biggest question with the defense, in my opinion, is 13 pressures, but none of them were sacks. So you didn't get any sacks, and you only have 4 quarterback hits on an immobile quarterback, on a quarterback that doesn't really move. I just feel like you got to find a way to generate pressure. But you know what? Saleh didn't do much in this game, and that's called the blitz. You didn't have a lot of those, and I think the blitz burned the Niners last week. I thought we blitzed too much to try to force pressure. No. And so you took those deep throws, but you also forced Jacoby Brissett to make 2 mistakes, So that's how I look at it. I thought the defense played well enough, How could we give up that many completions and yards to Brissett without 2 of their best receiving weapons? Because they look to stop the run. So the Niners set up to stop the run in this game, and for a change, they actually stopped the run. Like the Niners actually took away the run game. So if you take away the run game and you make a team one-dimensional, they're going to pass. Now the Niners also played with a comfortable lead, and so you got to look at that. And then some guys just got beat in their one-on-ones. I mean, this dude literally, if you don't have pressure dialed up to get to the quarterback, it's going to cause a problem. Like, if you give him time to throw, he going to hit the ball. Jacoby Brissett is an experienced vet in this game. I'm trying to look up their rushing yards, so don't mind me. So you took away the run game. This team literally had 36 rushing yards. 36. You're not gonna always do both, And so you might have gave up 100 rushing yards to less 300 passing yards, but they were torching. They were picking on the DBs like that. That's what they were gonna do. They did that, and it literally came from one person. I mean, you take the 160 yards away from Michael Wilson Jr. How many? 185. Excuse me. 185 of his yards, of Jacoby Brissett's yards, were from Michael Wilson Jr. They just didn't have a plan for Michael Wilson Jr. They didn't have a plan. It is what it is. It sucked. Don't get it twisted. It sucked. It definitely sucked. Don't get it twisted. Grade wise, I want to get y'all. I want to get your guys. What was your overall grade for the team? You could go ahead and put that in chat. I'll talk about some of these grades, but your top 5 offensive grades for the San Francisco 49ers. George freaking Kittle, number 1. All right, George Kittle, number 1. Christian McCaffrey, number 2. Very close in being graded. And then you got 3 offensive linemen. This is one game I don't hear anybody complaining about the offensive line. Hey, ain't nobody mentioned Jake Brendel name. You feel me? Like, first time nobody is mentioning Jake Brendel's name. That's weird to me. I ain't heard his name come up in nothing. But I thought the Niners offensive line pretty much did their thing. They only gave up 7 total pressures, and one of those just happened to be a sack, right? But that was the sack you guys watched him take. But Trent Williams, number 3, Colt McKivitz, number 2, and then Dominic Pooney, number 5. So those are your top 5 offensive grades. Defensively, a lot of people talk about Luke Gifford. I tell you what, Luke Gifford as a linebacker, he plays pretty damn well. Luke Gifford as a coverage linebacker, he ain't good at all. Luke Gifford, 89.9 in this game. Diamador Lenore, 86.7, had the interception with the big return. Curtis Robinson, I was just talking about him, 75.4. Upton Stout, 72.1. Even especially with that forced fumble. That forced fumble helped him tremendously. And then Jair Brown, like, this is another name that when you hear, it's just so much negative connotation to, but he finished with a decent grade. I mean, 70.7 for Jair Brown. I mean, he played 70 snaps. So Jair Brown, starting safety, he played 70 snaps, and he played predominantly well, on this team, with his overall defensive grade. You got to give Jair Brown some credit because he's been a weird one to watch at times, like super weird to watch. Darrell Luter Jr., he played only 4 snaps. He was 6. And then, when those guys came in the game. But up front, it's going to continue to be the issue for the Niners defensively up front. So those are your overall top 5 PFF offensive and defensive grades. What was your overall grade for the team? You take special teams, you take offense, and you take the defense, and what do you give them? And I'm going to go through some of that. But before I do that, shout out to my man, Terra Dome. He is in the freaking building. I didn't see all these offensive grades pop up out of nowhere, and I'm going to get to those. I do want to show Brian Canning over on Facebook some love, so I'm going to get to your comment in a little bit. So I promise I got you, dog. But overall grade, Jack gave the Niners an A. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Terradome, what's going on? A for the offense. All right, and Jack said it was going to be A for overall. Brendo's guys, he probably did. That sack, I guess you could say, was on McKivitz, but I felt like they sent more people than we could block. But you know what? Let me just double check. I want to actually, y'all right. I just want to see what PFF says. So the sack, the Niners didn't give for the offense. PFF didn't grade anybody with the sack. That was a sack that Brock took. Brock could have probably stepped up in the pocket, moved out, or whatever. So it was a sack that was given up. Brock kind of surrendered the white flag and just laid down. So it might have happened on McKivitt's side, Niner faithful, but they didn't credit him for that. B- for the defense. We got 3 turnovers. B+ overall. Boat says injuries are unavoidable, but we got a lot of them. Soft muscle tissue. Yeah, man, the injuries are just going to continue to suck. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. I didn't say Jake Brendel was good. He just wasn't. He was still the worst player out there on the football field. Let me just keep it a buck. Jake Brendel is trash, or in my words, Jake Brendel is, that's what he is. Brian, I wanted to get to your comment. You know what I'm saying? He says either way, it was an ugly win. Either way, it was an ugly win. It was a statement win. And if anything, this win is a study sheet for the next couple of games. If we plan on winning any playoff games, our defense needs to play better. Way better. It was absolutely terrible. And Brock wasn't even mobile. He never left the pocket. He's still not a 100. He's still not 100. Kyle is playing with fire if he gets injured again. Some really interesting takes, right? Because I thought Brock did leave the pocket. I thought Brock did escape a couple of pressures. And I also thought Brock did some good things at the line of scrimmage. So maybe he is not 100. Could be 100% correct. As far as the defense, it's weird to say. I can't. The defense for 3 quarters held this team to 10 points? I think that's when I made my comment. If I'm not mistaken, I made my tweet around that 10-point mark. And then they gave up the big play, and then they gave up a touchdown, right? So, yeah. you're going to have those mistakes. And then the second one came, I think it was on like the second team defense where Marquis Siegel and those dudes were out there. And so that's how they got 22 points. So, I mean, I thought the defense played a lot better. I mean, they did get 3 turnovers in this game. You got the forced fumble and the 2 interceptions. They just gave up a lot of yards. So if they gave up a lot of yards, let's say they gave up 3 total touchdowns in this game, but let's just say they gave up a lot of yards. But they didn't give up any touchdowns. Would y'all still be complaining? I'm just curious to know, because that's kind of like what it was. Like, they were holding this team. I know they had a field goal, but they were holding the Cardinals for a minute because they had 10 points, and it just a couple of mishaps out there happened. Boats, offense B, defense C minus, special teams B. What's your overall grade though? I'm just curious to know if there's an overall in there. You know what I mean? Like my overall grade would be I thought it was a B plus. You know, I think overall, I think the offense, they put up 40 points, so you got to give the offense credit for that, right? Because George Kittle made the statement last week that the offense got to score. And so they put up 40 freaking points. All right? So that's number one. Number two, the defense gave up 22 points, but many people are forgetting that that's the average where the defense is. They've given up more points than that. So you mean to tell me with a beat-up defense, I don't care if they didn't have their number 1, number 2, whatever, wide receiver, whatever. They still had Trey McBride. Trey McBride was their number 1 option. And they didn't limit him because he still went off 115 yards, 10 catches, 115 yards. But it was the Michael Wilson that kind of kept the offense afloat. And they had to abandon the run game because we were up big at one point. Remember, it was like 41-10 or something like that. Like we were up big at one point. And then they went to passing. We played kind of like soft defense, and it is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Snoop, what up, cuz? Snoop is in the building. What's going on? Overall grade A- when you put up a 40 burger. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Tara, don't much respect the great WayneBreezie. I can hear you saying that. True student of the game with Jamie Foxx level talent. Hey, man, appreciate you, dog. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. McKivitz had sweat cover, but Pooney sprung him loose. I like that you guys are coming in. Like, I like that y'all showing the offense line some love. Any updates on Bethune? No updates as I'm live. You know how the updates work, dog. As soon as I click in, they going to come out. But it's all good. You know what I mean? It's all good. B- though from Pterodome. Given the level of talent we faced. Respect this 100%. I definitely respect it. But it's always those unknown factors that I always worry about. Whenever the Niners play a team that doesn't, like, that will have the bigger names, you be like, yo, they gonna do good. And we all knew. I think Dion came, Dion was in the chat on maybe, I didn't do a show Friday. So whenever I did a show, 49er, Dion, he was on. And he said, Michael Wilson, he's the problem. And I was like, yep, for sure. Dude always does well against the Niners. It's like the unknown. So that's what happened. But at the end of the day, still feel like the defense held them to what their average was. They give up on average 22 points per game. Now, I guess we should have gave up less because they didn't have good players. But I feel you. We definitely had the refs on our side, though, Terradome. I mean, God, 1 penalty to 17, I'll take it any day. Victory Monday for 49er Jeff. He said McBride was cooking. Overall, he gave him a B-. Yeah, it was bend don't break, right, Drew? Like, that's Robert Saleh. Like, we can't get mad at that. Like, it was bend don't break. Our offense put up points. We gambled on some stuff defensively, and we gave up 22. You know what I mean? And that's how I look at it. Does the defense need to be better? Yes. Does the offense need to be better? Yes. Special teams need to keep trending the way that they trended. Like, you know what I'm saying? Special teams need to just keep playing special every single week. I'm loving what I'm seeing from special teams, all right? I definitely love what I'm seeing from special teams. Breezie, what you think of that high pass for CMC jump? I loved it, man. Listen, this football, and there's going to be some throws that are hella accurate. There's going to be some low throws. There are going to be some high throws. And I just love that we have CMC on this team and other teams don't. Did it expose CMC? It did. Did he know that it was going to expose him? He did. Was he prepared for it? He was, because he fell on his back. He didn't take the hit, and he fell on his back. I'm like, okay, it's just football. You know what? I trust that the players protect themselves when they're out there to their best ability. So I wasn't mad. That was just a great catch. The pass was high, for sure. But what a hell of a catch. Was it a hospital ball? Absolutely. Like, hospital balls are hospital balls. Anything high, hospital ball. But y'all don't be showing no love when Jawan Jennings got to go out there and catch them passes and he drop them or whatever like that. So look, at the end of the day, you got playmakers on the football field. Christian McCaffrey made a play on a hospital ball. Do we need to get that ball down? Yes. But it was the pass. It was a catch. It was good. I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I'll take it 100%. So like overall, man, the game was really good. I thought the Niners definitely played well. Now, if you had to pick a player of the game, who would be your player of the game? I'm not going to give you no poll question or anything like that. I'm just not in the mood for any of that shit. But who would be your player? I'm more about call and response right now. I'm going back to my church roots. Like, I say a line, you respond with a line. Player of the game, drop them in the chat. I'm posting stuff up here on the chat. Shout out to everybody that's watching. If you did not hit that like button, make sure you hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Please. But player of the game for me. I'm going to go with my breakout player. Who was my breakout player? Does anybody know who my breakout player was? I can't remember my breakout player because I don't remember anything from last week. But DJU says George Kittle. Okay, dig. I think he was my breakout player. 49er Jeff, CMC. I think that was Peachy's breakout player from Nitty Gritty Niners. Now, for those that don't know, we do a Wednesday preview show of the game with my crew. So like the whole crew, Peachy, Mose, Fair, when he's available, we'll do that. So make sure you guys lock in on there because I don't think y'all know that show come on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. So make sure y'all locked in. I think Peachy's was CMC and I think mine's was George Kittle offensively. Sky Moore for setting the tone. A lot of people were just really happy with Sky Moore. Jack Knox, Sky Moore. And you should be. I mean, he literally set the tone. Love the Purdy ones because Purdy back. Purdy back. Purdy is back. Snoop, Purdy is back. And I love what I see. Like first game back, he was hella accurate. What was he, 26? No, something for 26 in this game. He didn't have a lot of pass attempts. 19 for 26. I'll take it. 200 yards. All right, cool. 3 tutties, though. 3 tutties. Like, he was cooking. I mean, and again, the Niners went 4 for 5 in the red zone. They went 4 for 5 in the red zone. I mean, that's 80% right there. That means when they got down there, they were scoring touchdowns, not field goals. It does suck that I think I'm more concerned. I saw the concern about Tatum Bethune's injury and any updates on that. I'm more concerned about Eddie Pinheiro, like, because kicker's just not laying around. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so we'll see what happens with that. A lot of Sky Moores. I'm going to show some names I ain't see. So I'm curious to know from Gabriel P., who I'm going to ask to politely change his user handle name to his regular, joint, because that them extra letters. Anyway, he put Robert Bill Jr. Now, Robert Bill Jr. left the game. So I'm curious to know why. You know what I mean? Just curious to know why you picked him. Terradome Block Purdy is my dude. It's yours. Be you. Efficiency expert. Don't venture into the land of Brett Favre. Don't be that gunslinger. I think that's what you was getting, right? Don't be that gunslinger. It's no point. There's no reason for it when you got a gimme game. You got a gimme game, dog. Now, if there comes down to a point where you got to go out and sling the rock and make a play and do what you got to do, okay, cool. Cap D coming. I think I'm saying that right. Or DC, whatever. Anyway, when is the last time the Niners scored 40 points? Brock is MVP. Okay. All right. I could dig it. I can dig it. Brock is MVP. All right. You said it. P40. Oh, you've been listening to my shows, or did you come up with that? Because I think I said that yesterday. We got a Mac 30 and a P40. Smitty 7-4. Man, it feels good. Malik Mustafa, first game interception of the game. Man, it was just so good. It was so good. Niners felt so good. You know what I mean? It's a good win. Niners, guess what, though? The Niners return home, right, for Monday Night Football, and they're going to get an opportunity to beat the Panthers. Here's the thing about the Panthers. I think Michael Penix Jr. got injured in that game. But here's the thing about the Panthers. They are the most off and on team. If I had to pick a team that I was mostly worried about for the remainder of the season, it's the Panthers. Because I don't know which version you're going to get. You might get the version where they can't do anything offensively, or you might get the version where they run the ball well, they do what they need to do, and they make Bryce Young look like he was, first round pick, even though I know he was. Like that but he don't always look that way is my point. So we gotta be on point. Like, you know what I mean? We definitely gotta be on point, Question from Drew. I don't think anybody gonna touch Justin Tucker, dog. I think Justin Tucker is just one of those guys you just let ride off into the sunset. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. It's just my opinion, dog. Just my opinion. And I don't know if I should shout them out because I need my $20. YouTube TV, I need my $20, please, because y'all fucked me up mentally. Y'all made me go get a whole nother service that now I got to try to cancel. But YouTube TV, and I know I'm not saying it was your fault, but it was your fault. Like, next time Disney give you a price, just accept the shit. Like, it's Disney. Like, don't even try to go to war with Disney. Just let it happen, and everybody be happy. It's Disney. I realized when I ain't have ESPN, y'all, I realized I ain't have no Disney channels. And occasionally, I like to watch the Disney Channel. I was like, wait a minute. It's not just ESPN that's gone. It's ABC. My news was gone. I was like, wait a minute. They need to fix this. They did. Shout out to YouTube TV. I'll give y'all some shout outs, but I need my $20. Y'all messed me up for a minute. Tinnitus, did you see that Bryce Young scored? What? Told you. I was just talking about the credit. I did not, but I better get it. I just had a messed up week last week, man. I'm trying to recover. I missed it. I probably missed out on it. You know what I'm saying? Probably missed out. Listen, you guys faithful. You guys are just amazing. And I appreciate you for just joining me on this live show. And I'm definitely going to do my best to give you as much live content I can this week. So just stay locked in. If you're not subscribed to the channel, click on subscribe. Make sure your alerts are on all. Shout out to everybody that participated in the Q&A, the players of the games, the most memorable moments. Like, I really did this show on the fly. Like, I just did it on the fly. I just was like, I gotta give a show. I gotta talk to the people. I gotta be here. I gotta show up. So I'm here. And again, for those on the Patreon, I apologize. But we're gonna have fun this week. Hopefully, we should have fun on Monday night. We got some extra time. We get an extra day. You know what I'm saying? Get a whole extra day. And I want to say, Madden, you were wrong. You were dead wrong, man. Madden, fix now. Fix yourself. Fix yourself, Madden. Please fix yourself. All right. Listen, love you 100% from the bottom of my heart. And I mean the bottom, because that's what I got. So, like, I love you 100%. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And till the next time, man, keep it faithful to the Bay. I'll see you guys. Peace.
What's up, faithful? Thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And make sure you check out some of the other cool videos.